two different oracle decks. The first one I read purely intuitively, and the next one I know everything about it. So we do a bit of intuition and a bit of what I know the cards mean. And then, of course, we're going to finish up with relationship reading. But this first deck, let's see what it's going to tell us about is the theme of your month for August, okay? I know August has just started, but there's still a lot of days left in it. So let's see what's in store for Leo for the month of August 2021, right? First card coming up for you guys is Face Your Shadow, the Wild Huntress, okay? So something is haunting you. Something is bothering you. Something is making you run as fast as you can, okay? Now, the interesting thing about this always in life is if we actually stopped and faced whatever it is, we would realize that we've probably been running from something that we've made I call it a boogeyman out of. You know, when you were a child and you imagined that thing under your bed that could scare the living daylights out of you, and there wasn't really anything there except maybe a dust bunny. Now, that's what this card is all about. You actually need to stop and say, that thing that I'm so scared of, I've built it up in my mind, and it isn't half as scary as I think it is. It might, in fact, not be scary at all, but you've been running from it for so long that it has gained tails and horns and all sorts of things. So August's theme starts off with a card of facing a shadow, looking it square in the eye and saying, oh my word, you're not half as scary as I thought you were. Okay, which is always a really, really, oh, good thing. Chosen one. Okay, it's pointing at you. Because you have a journey to make, and it's a special journey, and it's especially for you. And if you are running, you cannot make that journey. So you are going to turn around and you're going to face that thing and you're going to say, you're not scary. You're not half as scary as I thought you were. You're not even possibly at all scary. Right, now let me get on to that special journey that I was chosen for. And your ancient wisdom is awakening because your higher self, who has been everywhere, done everything, and seen everything, knows that there is something far more important for you to be doing than be running from your shadow, okay? And in the month of August, it's going to poke you and prod you and say, we have a journey to make. Let's make that journey, stop running away from that shadow of yours, okay? So let's see on a little bit more practical level how this story evolves. But keep that in mind. So that I'm going to show you your cards again because it always helps to also have a look at them yourself. Okay, that's your first one. And that is your second one because they will help you awaken thoughts. Even if you don't see it right away, they're going to awaken thoughts for you. Right, now let's have a look at the story that unfolds for you in August. So, Leos, let's see. Okay. It's always good to face the shadow. I know they always talk about it. And being a Libra, I always say, but I don't have a shadow. We all have a shadow. My shadow is I don't like shadows. Okay. So, let's see what's in store here. Shadows made by trees and things like that are beautiful. But human shadows, I'm like, oh. So, if you say you don't have one, then you don't have to face it, right? Okay, let's see. So your first card up is come together. So somebody, many of you, I think, will meet up with somebody if you are looking for someone this month who resonates with you, who you have a connection with. It could be romantic relationship. It could just be a friendship. It could be a partnership, okay? And it's somebody who sees the world the same way you do, feels about it the same way you do. Your hearts and your minds resonate, okay? This kind of supportive energy, when you feel part of a clan, even if there's only two of you, always does great things for helping us move along in our lives, to boost us, to give us morale, okay? We feel like we're not alone then. Yeah, so what this person helps you do is see a broader perspective of your life. So you've possibly been very micro-focused on a specific aspect of your life for a while now. And this person helps you to see things from a broader perspective. And it's not necessary that they actually come in and go, look, this is your bigger life, have a look. They actually just stimulate that within you. Or they present you with different views and different perspectives that awakens that in you. It's not necessarily that they take your hand and they make you see things like that. They just have that like catalytic effect on you. I think that it's the second time I've used catalyst with you, isn't it? So there's definitely catalyst, something catalytic happening in your life in August. Something that frees you up from that shadow of yours, whatever it may be, okay? And because of that, you then have forward movement, because you get to see the broader picture. And sometimes that is not even also such a very conscious, though. For some of you, it's really going to be a conscious thing. You're going to be able to look back and say, so that's what my future could look like. And all those pieces play a part in it, right? So that's the path that I'm choosing, or I'm on the path already. For others of you, it'll happen on a subconscious level. You will just get a broader feeling of what's happening, and it will help you with this forward movement. So if you found in the last few months, if not years, for a lot of us, we have been walking the very same path, and we feel like if we walk on that path one more time, now you're going to find you have forward movement. Something shifts, and you can actually move forward with it. It could be a project you wanted that just didn't move. It could be a career you wanted to move to another level. It can be life in general. It can literally be moving as well. For some of you, I feel you literally are moving. You will be moving. You will be living somewhere else. So that hot air balloon has got something to do with it. That's quite interesting. Okay, because I'm going to use that as an example. But a hot air balloon, for some of you, the place that you're moving to has hot air balloons. And why do I mention that? Well, here where I live, we have hot air balloon rides over the most unbelievable scenery. You can actually ride over and see elephants and lions and all that type of thing. And then you ride over the most magnificent mountain range with waterfalls. And so some of you could be moving where there's balloons, something to do with balloons. The fact that I noticed it means that it has relevance to you. Or the movement could happen. Look out for balloons. It's going to be your sign for whatever kind of movement is taking place, okay? And the next one is sad embrace. So you've possibly been feeling like you're coping with things on your own, as if life is not supporting you, as if people aren't supporting you, as if possibly the universe wasn't supporting you either, okay? You may have another moment or two like that in August, but let's see where this is going. But life is about to give you a nice big upward surge and forward push. So you might have felt stagnant, alone, unnurtured and untaken care of, but there's a wave coming in. It's going to push you forward. There's going to be massive momentum. Go with that wave, okay, which is really nice. Together with that forward movement, I'm going to say it's going to happen in a big way for you. Wave for you. You might have felt like you needed rescuing. There's a balloon again. Twice now there's a balloon. But you don't need rescuing. You are your own rescuer, and you'll do it really, really well. The sad embrace card, coupled with this rescue card, says to me that you are perfectly capable of rescuing yourself. You have the wherewithal, you have the knowledge. Actually, we had this other card. Where is it now? Oh, let me grab it up. There we go. Your ancient wisdom is awakening. You have it within you to rescue yourself, to turn your life into what you want it to be. You have the knowledge, you have the wisdom, you have the wherewithal. You will be reminded in August of that, and you will recognize that in August as well, to make that forward movement in your life. Because this is the card that was sticking out that said to me, pick this, a wish will be granted. Uranus is making aspects in August, I think 2 of them. The one is quite a shock, the other one's really nice. But even when Uranus is a shock, it can bring in lovely surprises, and it can grant wishes. So somewhere in August, for you Leos, a wish will be granted. Possibly a wish that you might have forgotten about or given up on. Or suddenly, it will be granted. That's a lovely card to finish up that part of your reading on, okay? So that is really nice. Watch this reading a few times. I'll always say you hear something each time you listen to it. That's just the way it is. Life shifts, you shift, so each time you listen to it, you hear another message. You hear something you haven't heard before. Right, now let's have a look at your relationships, because there's quite a lot in there as well. What is in store for relationships for the month of August for Leos? Let's see. First card up, you deserve love. So this is about how you feel about yourself. And in August, you get to realize that you are really worthy. But you are, anyway. You are. As Leos, you really are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be born a Leo. Okay. Next card up is pay attention to the red flags. I will often say this particular card in the deck, in the book, speaks about paying attention to things that could in the future be a problem for you. I will often feel when this card comes up, watch your own knee-jerk reactions in relationships, and you possibly will be doing so. Coupled together, I would say in August, whether it's somebody new or in an existing relationship, you have certain responses and reactions that just come out of you without even thinking because you don't feel worthy, okay? But in August, and now because I've said that and the cards are showing up, you're going to notice when you respond or react in a very certain way because it comes from a feeling of uncertainty, of not being worthy. And you can actually shift that response now, okay? Because there is a moment, and I'm not surprised this card turns up, because if I say Uranus at aspects and some wish gets granted in August, I would say divine timing is definitely at work. It's actually interesting. Uranus is about divine timing. Uranus has gotten quite a bad rep because it can be jolting and very sudden and very unexpected, and we prefer things to be planned. That's what these readings are about. Then we can plan everything around knowing what's coming. Uranus does not give us that. But it is about divine timing, okay? It is the divine timing planet. It's the one that comes into our lives at a very specific moment, very specifically then as well, to shift things because they are marked in the calendar of our lives. Let's see how that works out. Mostly with that card, 99% of the time, I will say this has a positive outcome. Okay, and the trust card just fell out. So trust what it is bringing into your life. In the way of shame, Tiger, my little Dachshund, just sneezed in the background there. So trust what's happening. Trust that that moment in time, like a sneeze, it's going to be like a sneeze, will bring something to fruition eventually within the relationship realm that is absolutely meant for you. Okay? Let's just take one final card. Could be pregnancy. That's been coming up quite a bit at the moment. It could be pregnancy. It could be a child. It could be a new little dog. Look, that's what Tiger looks like, by the way. Tiger looks just like that for those of you that don't know it. So some of you could be getting a dog quite unexpectedly. What's that to do with a relationship? Well, a relationship with a dog sometimes does wonders for our self-esteem, and it does wonders for improving our relating ability and opening up our hearts. And when we open up our hearts, even if it is just with a dog, and there's nothing just about a dog, by the way, I'm saying a relationship with a dog, there's nothing just anything about it, that actually helps to open our heart on other levels that then can improve existing relationships as well as call in the kind of relationship that you genuinely want. Right, Leo? I hope you enjoyed that reading. Lots of information in there. Like I say, listen again because you're going to hear more and more each time you listen. Sending you lots of loves and hugs for the month of August. If you'd like a personal reading from me, that link will be in the description box below. And I do an amazing soulmate reading. Right, we'll speak again soon.